Hello and welcome back. I have been so excited to make this video. So I want to give a quick introduction and then we'll jump right in. ClubMakse recently did a challenge called Season of Yes, which spanned the third quarter of 2023. And for each week, there was a different prompt of something to do. And we'll go through all of them. I ended up getting, this is the workbook that they released, and I had it bound at Office Depot. And I've turned this into like a scrapbook basically. And so I'm so excited to share everything in it. I'm gonna do my best to keep the glare off of it. ClubMakse is a paid membership program through MakseLife planner community. And usually every month there's a different training on a relevant topic. Like for example, this month, October, it's going to be about boundaries, which I think is really timely and applicable with the holidays coming up. This was a special thing that they had never done before. I hope they do it again of this Season of Yes. And so this is just a letter from Sierra talking about the goals for Season of Yes. Partway through the challenge, she created this one pager where we could list all of our things that we said yes to. So here's an overview, but we're gonna go through every single one. This is a letter from Tracy. She is a professional mental health therapist and coach, and she is great for ClubMakse, helps provide a lot of insight and coaching, and always has just like super valuable nuggets to say. So these are instructions for participation. These were the weekly challenges. This is another, so this was great because you could have taken this in like a lot of different ways. You could have, you know, like yes to an event. I mean, people went to like the Taylor Swift concert, you know, something that could be like very, very expensive. But they wanted to also provide free ideas and planning so that cost didn't become the thing that, you know, kept you from saying yes to things. So these are the different prompts and some free ideas. Again, we'll go through each prompt as I show you the way that I've kind of scrapbooked them. And then this was a overview page. And so kind of like write 4 adjectives to describe how you want to feel during your Season of Yes. I said uninhibited, but it took me like 3 times to write it. So I put WTF, like, what are you doing here? Proud, fulfilled, and courageous. And one word to describe my Season of Yes was overcome. And so this was all done before I started any of the challenges. And I can say without a doubt that I feel all of these things coming out of this. So I'm really, really happy with how this all went. So we're gonna jump into the first one, which is an event, but I did wanna share these tabs on the side, which unfortunately I didn't plan the right order of ordering them. There you go. So these are from Mandy Lynn Plans, and they're really cool because you can customize them, and they're made out of a vinyl so that they're not gonna get like torn up and whatnot. And obviously rainbow coloring. Unfortunately, when I did it, I didn't think about like which thing came first. So as you can see, like the 3rd tab down is the first. It doesn't matter. But anyway, I highly recommend these tabs. They're really cool. Yes to an event was the first prompt. And this one was really easy for me because I already had a Tori Amos concert planned and the tickets purchased before Season of Yes started. So as a background, Tori Amos is by far my favorite musical artist. This concert in particular was my 17th Tori Amos concert. Whenever she's in town, I absolutely see her, and often I will travel and see her on multiple stops throughout the tours that she goes on. If you aren't familiar, she plays a different set list every single night, and so you never know what songs you're gonna get, so seeing her multiple times is actually really interesting and fun. The first time that I saw her in concert was in 1998 with my dad in Kansas. And I would say in the 2014 tour is the first time that I really started making like Tori Amos friends. Basically stood in line for a meet and greet, got to meet her, and started making friends with some of the people that I met in line. And at this point, you know, going to a show, I go by myself all the time, always, because my fiance has absolutely no interest in it. And I've learned that if I take someone with me, I've done this many times throughout the years, taken someone with me who doesn't have interest just because you're like supposed to take a person with you, all I do is worry about if they're having a good time, and most often they're not. And so rather than worrying about feeling those feelings, I buy a ticket for myself, which means I'm usually able to get a really, really good seat. I was in the 3rd row for this and, you know, enjoyed the heck out of it. So, but while I'm there, I always run into the friends that I've made while touring. So there was in 2014 and 2017, I attended a bunch of different shows across the US. And so I've got a really good friend base, just like from toury friends. And then I also saw some people from work, and then some people just in general from St. Louis. So a couple photos of her. This is the set list that she played that night. And then I journaled. So stickers throughout here, you're gonna see a bunch of different shops, and I'm actually gonna, at the end, I'll mention all the different shops, and I don't remember where each sticker came from at this point, but I used pretty much all planner shops that draw their own stickers, like handmade drawings and whatnot. So really enjoyed that too. Okay, so I made another mistake when I was documenting some of it. So before we get to that, each prompt came with a place to journal. And so like if you want to pause this and read it, you can. But it's just kind of a way to think about the thing that you said yes to, why it mattered to you, reflecting back on it, thinking about your feelings and the sights and sounds and emotions, and how did saying yes to this affect you and whatnot. And so I'm not really going to go over these for each one. I don't mind if you read them. Obviously I'm sharing them, but yeah. So the thing that I made a mistake on was, I don't know how I did this exactly, but this is the page that I journaled on for the concert that I meant to, or scrapbooked on, I guess, that I meant to have on the previous page. I think I had just flipped this open to the wrong page, so I have wrong page, LOL. But what I did was I printed out the lyrics from the song she opened with, which is also one of my favorite songs. It's called A Sort of Fairy Tale. And then I put some stickers on that are transparent, so it just kind of adds some light decoration. And then she always posts photos on social media from the concert of, you know, her getting ready or whatnot. And they usually include her set list that she has planned out, which is also what this photo is. And it's always fun to me because she uses Sharpies and marks, like, I think it's the note that the song starts in, something like that. But anyway, it's all colorful and pretty. And then she'll often include items that fans gave her that day, which is really cool. So this is the way that I kind of scrapbooked my event, my Torimus concert. And so that really should be here, but it's okay. Mistakes were made and we continued on. Okay, then the next prompt was yes to change. And this is kind of a weird, I took this in a weird direction, but I had gotten in a situation where my bathroom had become really, really cluttered. So this is the before photo. Basically during the pandemic, I had subscribed to a bunch of like FabFitFun and those kinds of services. And I had just all these like toiletries and different beauty products coming in, and I had gotten like completely overwhelmed and swamped with them, frankly. And so I wanted to just like do a hard refresh and get rid of the things that I wasn't going to use and have the things that I was wanting to use available to me so that I could, for one, I wanted to get in a better skincare routine, and another, just like have the space more desirable. So I don't have photos here. I do have a reel that I made, but the drawers were like super cluttered and, you know, nothing went together. It was all crazy. But I cleaned up that and whatnot. And so this I did the weekend of August 19th and 20th. Today is October 9th, and I can tell you that my bathroom is still pretty much in the after state, looking great, and I'm so happy that I did this. So I used some self-care stickers on here. This was actually another day off, which will be, we'll get to in a couple of days, or a couple pages, but I filmed a reel of myself like getting ready, and I wouldn't have been able to do that had I not cleaned up my bathroom. And so it was kind of cool of, you know, I could do this little get ready with me reel and show that. And then I just did some more self care quotes and some florals as well, and then journaled about it. Okay, the next one, I mean, you're here, it's YouTube. The prompt was do it scared, and I started a YouTube channel. Obviously you're here watching this, so you know that happened, but it started with this first video, which is Chunky Planner Induced Sticker Anxiety. Basically I had my 2023 planner. I had gotten so stickered that I needed to break it into 2 planners. And I was like, well, sure, I'll record a video of how I do this in case anybody else wants to see. And I posted it, and I posted in ClubMakse like, hey, this was my scared thing, and I put this up on YouTube. And pretty quickly after, someone was like, oh yeah, I'm watching it. And they put a photo of them watching it on their TV as a reply to my Facebook post. And I was like, oh my gosh, it's on a really big screen. And I remember just like wanting to run into the closet and hide. I was like, what have I done? I put myself on the internet. I got over that. And so it was fun. I ended up, these are the other videos that I posted during Season of Yes, and I actually have another page where it's continued, but I did one on object permanence, basically being able to see and access your stickers so that you will use them. I did a plan with me, and then I did a Krissyanne Designs. I did 5 daily spreads with shopping lists, just kind of for someone who's new to Krissyanne Designs and wants to figure out how their stickers work and how they might want to use them. I had a friend who was basically interested in this exactly, so I'm like, I'll make a video. And then I used some different stickers, and then so there's a Toriamus accident. Here's the journaling from doing it scared. And then here I have the other 3 videos that I did post during Season of Yes. And so one was my 4 years of MakseLife. So I went through all the planners that I have used in the last 4 years of using MakseLife, heading into the launch, which is what both of these videos are. So I had a video specifically made for a new MakseLife user, and then one for the MakseLife enthusiast who was already familiar with the system. So not only did I like make a video and do it scared, that's 3, 6, I made 7 videos in the quarter, which is so cool to me. I've really enjoyed it. Something about sharing it, particularly the plan with me, like that week I was so accountable to those plans because they were on the internet, I guess, I don't know. But I held really strong to what I had planned out, and accomplished a lot that week. So I've gotten a lot from posting this content, and appreciate you all watching it. The next prompt is yes to a day off. So what I did was I took the day off before Labor Day weekend. So like the Friday, so that I would have a 4-day weekend effectively. Going into this day, I told my fiance, I was like, this is my day off. I have plans. He was going to be working this day. And I was like, but I'm not like available for anything. Pretend I'm not here, but I will be coming and going. Which I just wanted a day to myself. And so I kicked off the day. I ordered Chick-fil-A from DoorDash, which I don't love the things that I don't approve at all of the things that Chick-fil-A stands for. So anytime I order Chick-fil-A, I also make a donation to the Trevor Project to try and combat my guilt for that. But I freaking love their chicken. Like, why do they make such good chicken? Anyway, so I had Chick-fil-A for breakfast. And then I went to my local library, which I had never been to. I didn't have a library card yet. I went shopping in a town nearby in some local shops that I'll talk about. I stopped by Starbucks and used a gift card that a friend had given me. And then that happened to be the day that MakseLife opened the orders for affiliates. And so I got to see all of the 2024 releases, which was just like, felt like I was going to explode at some point. And then I took a nap because I think my brain was just like, holy cow, like you've had caffeine and all these things. And then you saw the MakseLife stuff. And so I took a nap, and then I listened to my audiobook and played games on my phones. The other fun thing from this was I documented the whole day on Instagram stories and kind of took everyone with me. And I got a fair amount of, people saying that they had a lot of fun watching what I did throughout the day. So these are some of the photos from the day. This was my breakfast. This is my, this is actually going to be in another prompt, but a craft project that I was working on. Here's back to the get ready with me video. This is the library. This is one of the shops that I stopped at. This was a bakery, local bakery that I stopped at and got a Danish and sourdough bread. This was the bookstore that I stopped at. And then this was the MACKSELife important dates that came out to tell us, you know, all the information about launch. So I did my journaling for it, and then I did some scrapbooking over here. So I had gone to Florida in July, which is actually an event I could have included in here. I didn't end up doing it, but Planning by the Beach was in Florida. And at my table, one of my table mates gave me a Starbucks gift card, and it happened to be somebody that I'm friends with as well. And so I hadn't used that gift card, and so I did use it during this day and picked up a coffee, but just wanted to include, you know, the memorabilia from it. Edwardsville is the town nearby me that I went shopping. Here's my library checkout receipt. And so the first place that I went shopping was, it's a local shop that carries items from, I think it's like 22 vendors. So this is a photo of a pottery vendor that's local, and I ended up picking up a couple pieces from them, but they had all kinds of things. They had, you know, some food items, all kinds of different things that people had made and crafted, and yeah, just a really cool place. I love supporting local businesses, and especially like local artists. And then I went to Afterwards Books, which is in Edwardsville. I knew this existed, but I hadn't been there, and like this bookmark is so appropriate. It's like this little house, and there's not a lot of real estate to like shop for the books, but it is packed in so cute. And it's also a bookstore that seems to very much trend towards the things that I believe in, that are anti-Chick-fil-A basically. And so I enjoyed that aspect of it as well, but it was just super, super cute. They were very friendly. I had a lot of fun browsing and purchasing a few books. So this was my day off. The thing that I came away with from this day is that between knowing that I intentionally took a day off, kind of tracking the things that I did, sharing it on social media, which you wouldn't have to do, you could just journal it for yourself. But doing all of these things, like this day is like scarred in my memory in a good way. I remember it so well. I remember all the things that I did. I remember the way that I felt. And I think it's really easy for us to take a day off and just kind of like go do maybe even these same things, but it doesn't like stick with you the same way that this did when I journaled and put so much, you know, thought into what I did and reflected on how it impacted me. So I will absolutely do this again. I loved it, and it was just a great day. Okay, yes to fun. So ClubMakse made this one easy. They did a workshop with Tisa. I'll show you, this is Tisa. That literally is Tisa, but also her business is called This is Tisa. So she got on Zoom with us, or Facebook, whatever. She got on and showed us how to bling. And so I haven't finished this yet, but I have made more in progress than what was in this photo. So this is a tumbler that she provided the kit for. So we purchased the kit, and then she taught us how to put the stones on. And it was just really, really fun. It's super relaxing to do this. I'm actually really excited to sit down and be able to finish it. But she taught us the whole process. She's, you know, fun and interesting, and that made the whole evening a lot of fun. And it was cool to be with other people who were also saying yes to things. I think a lot of people use this either maybe for fun or for being creative, which comes up later. So I included, this is the supplies that came in the kit, and her business card, did my journaling, and then she had included this in the package. And I actually signed up for another of her workshops at Chicago Planner Conference. And it's to make another tumbler that has the Chicago Planner Conference logo on it. So as soon as I did this, I was like, oh, I absolutely want to do it again. She's so much fun. So highly recommend joining one of her workshops if you can. She's great, and she has blinged like everything. Like she has a desk mat, kind of like what I'm on here, that she blinged. It's crazy, and a basketball and just all kinds of cool stuff. Saying yes to nature, this prompt was a little bit harder for me. I'm not a super outdoorsy person. I'm fine indoors basically. So I was like kind of stretching to try and think like, how can I integrate this? But Labor Day weekend, we went to Jason's family's house that's on the Mississippi River. And so it's cool because we have to take a ferry to get there, which like being in the Midwest, it's like, what? You know, a ferry? Like the first time that I found out about this, I was like, can we ride it again? Like that was so fun. And so I feel like it is like such a cool experience to go on this ferry every single time. And I mean, it takes like only a couple minutes to cross the river, but I don't know, anything that you have to like queue up for a ferry, I'm like, oh, I feel like I'm in Seattle or something. And here I am just, you know, in Illinois and Missouri. But anyway, they have a home that's just right on the river. This is taken from their front porch. And so they had their boats out, and then they have hummingbird feeders, and there are just hummingbirds everywhere. And so I was sitting on the front porch, just like kind of watching the hummingbirds, and I was like, this is my nature, this is it. So I did some decorative kind of stickering over here, just of some other like nature things. And then here I kind of made like a little floral garden, and I had some hummingbird stickers that I was able to use, and did my journaling. And then this is another, there were actually 2 hummingbirds coming around the feeder. I don't think I was able to get a photo that had both of them in it, but it was really just a nice day. Also really good to see family, and we cooked out and just had a great time. Yes to creativity. This is probably one of my favorite prompts, or at least it turned into my favorite prompt. So the base activity was another ClubMakse activity that they scheduled with Cindy from Llama Letters. And so she does watercoloring as well as many other artistic things, but she did a watercoloring class with us. And so it was really fun. She had sent ahead a list of like supplies if you didn't have, you know, the stuff to get started. So there was a pretty short, easy supply list. And then basically she did like T says, she did a session where she talked us through some of the fundamentals of watercoloring. And these are some of the things that I created, which actually are right here. This is the roses that I made. So it was funny because she was like, okay, we're gonna do roses. And we're all like, okay, yeah, we're gonna watch you do roses. But once she started showing us, I mean, I'm happy with how these came out. Like I don't paint. This was a one-off thing for me, and I've actually done it since then, which is what this is. So there were some watercolors that I have had for a while and hadn't used. And these, like, it's hard to tell, but they are very, very shimmery. And so I took a photo of the day that, or the evening that my fiance and I got engaged, which was, there was a sunset, and we were in Laguna Beach, so we were by the ocean. And I used this to try and make a sunset. I'm sure it wouldn't win any awards, but I had a lot of fun doing this. I also had so much fun in this. It was just very relaxing and something that I don't normally do, which, you know, kind of stretched my brain in ways that I really enjoyed. So had a great time. I had to pop in a photo. I got to meet Cindy briefly in Anaheim at Go Wild. And so then this, so Amy Tangerine, I find as someone who is like so inspiring in terms of creativity. I also just love her like branding and the, you know, multicolored approach that she uses for everything. And during this quarter, this sticker book, this is a cover from the sticker book, came out. It's a collaboration with Avery. And so I ordered the sticker book, and I put the sticker sheets in my binder so that I could get to them easily. But then I had this sticker book cover, and I was like, man, I don't want to just throw this away. And so I brought this out and decided to do a little bit of journaling. So, you know, the beginning of the cover of the sticker book, a Amy Tangerine vinyl sticker I had. This is more of the sticker book. These are some other stickers that I just had. And then this is Amy. I've met her at both Go Wilds that I've been to, Anaheim and DC. This was in DC. And so I was like, oh, I can pop a photo of Amy in here too. And yeah, and then she had even a sticker that said yes to this. So I was like, oh, well, this is perfect. So this was probably one of my favorite pages to like scrapbook, the actual act of scrapbooking it. Okay, yes to exploring. I think the idea of this prompt was probably to explore in nature. It wasn't the only thing listed, but that was a way that most people took it. Again, I'm an indoorsy person, and so I took this in my own way, and I decided to say yes to trying some new to me planner shops and businesses, basically. So, and I did do this spread of stickers. This is from JoJo's Pretty Paper Shop, Hansel and Gretel, and I thought that was kind of a fun, like, exploring theme. But these are the shops that I, off the top of my head, could remember that I shopped at, although I think there were more. But, so like this strip of washi is from the Style Planner. I ordered a Laurel Denise planner. This was the packaging that it came in, and this is the little card that came with it. So I'm anxious to jump into that. I'm planning on using that for content planning. What else did I do? Kubo and Lucy, I think that's the right pronunciation. They, that's where most of this washi came from. It's a really cool stationery company. They have just like so many different things, and a lot of things that are like Japanese stationery. This like cat vertical washi I think is so cool. So lots of really cool things from them. I've had a couple orders at this point. Mandy Lynn Plan, so the person who is responsible for these tabs on my book, as well as some other stickers that I picked up from her. And I don't know how to say it. Attilas, I'm guessing there, but they released a Traveler's Notebook folio specific to Chicago Planner Conference that's all like handmade, hand-stitched, a leather folio. And so I ordered that, and it is like so cool. So this was this came from their package. So I just kind of scrapbooked a little bit of, you know, swatching the washi that I ordered, and yeah. I really enjoyed this. It was a great way to expose myself to some new shops and, you know, step outside of my comfort zone a little bit. And yeah, I didn't journal like with words here. I decided to do it more just with the things that came out of it, which I think is cool too. Yes to a date. So for this one, this was a really, really good prompt. My fiance and I have definitely gotten in like the slump of not necessarily going out on dates and like making it intentional or whatnot. And we both wanted to see Oppenheimer for a long time. And so finally, this was Labor Day weekend still. We did a lot over Labor Day weekend, but we went and saw Oppenheimer, and we ended up cutting it so close that we like had to just go someplace quick for dinner. And so we went to Olive Garden, which like it's fine. We enjoyed the unlimited soup and salad and breadsticks very much. It's a funny thing in our relationship. The night that like we became like official in our dating in 2017, we ate at Olive Garden that night too. And so it's just, Olive Garden kind of makes us laugh. But I printed out the movie poster for Oppenheimer, and then we had shared Skittles at the movie theater, so I kept the wrapper and put it in here. Did some journaling, and then just put some floral accents. So remembering to like keep things like this was a cool part of Season of Yes too, because I was like, oh, like I could put that in my scrapbook. And so I, you know, throughout the quarter, I collected a lot of things. So really fun date, and we've actually been on more dates since then that I kind of anticipate we wouldn't have done if it hadn't been for getting out and doing this one. Post-pandemic, we've just had a hard time getting back into like the swing of, you know, going out and doing things. Okay, saying yes to treat yourself. This is the one where financially, I would say it was not free by any means. So I said yes to my 2024 planners, specifically the MACSELife and Hobonichi releases. So this is actually the product guide availability for all of the MACSELife 2024 products that I was fortunate enough to have access to order early as an affiliate, which was so much fun. Like receiving a box of items that not everyone has access to yet, and being able to open them and play with them and make content about them so that people can know what they're like and how they perform and whatever, I enjoyed so much. That was my favorite part of being an affiliate. For me, it wasn't about the commission. It wasn't about the discount. It was about sharing my true feelings so that other people could make informed decisions about what they wanted to purchase. And I had a blast doing it. So this was a reel that I had made about all of the different color matching MäksēLife products that came out this year. And on this next page, this was the first place that I swatched the MäksēLife washi. These are based on the 3 of the covers that came out this year in the inside pages. And so it was funny because I swatched this and it was before it had been released at all on social media or anything. And I kept being like, okay, you can't show this, like, don't show this page of this, which I hadn't, this is the first time I've really shown this. So I had myself all worked up of like, don't, remember, you can't show this. I also did just a little tip in here with the 2024 edition of the Hobonichi paper. So just kind of a little memory that I did that. This was kind of special because I had never, this was my first year ever using a Hobonichi, and I only used it partway through the year started. I've had a lot of fun with it. It's a planner that I use completely for just like creativity or journaling or brain dumping. Like, it's not the, you know, beautifully decorated spread that I like to make in my MäksēLife and whatnot. Sometimes I will make this really pretty, but sometimes I'm just like jotting stuff down or, you know, brain dumping a diagram. But for 2024, I shopped at release time. And so it was like when it went on sale in Japan, and I ordered from Hobonichi proper, which is in Japan. And so it was cool to see like some of the stuff that I was hoping to get sell out, and just like the whole, I mean, it's such a huge community around Hobonichi, but it was fun to be a part of that. Okay, yes to a new connection. This is one that I had kind of saved until the end, and I was like, oh man, I don't know what I'm gonna do for this. And then one of my friends who I'm, you know, friends with on Instagram, but had also met at Go Wild DC, she has a book club, and I was like, hey, I'm pretty sure you have a book club, right? Like, can I get in on this? Like, I think it'd be a good way to do a connection, because she's also a MäksēLife user. And she was like, oh yeah. And so like instantly I had, you know, invites to book club meetings and emails and just like a ton of information. And so the book club that I went to, the specific session was for this book, Business or Pleasure by Rachel Lynn Solomon. And it was special because the author was there. And so I listened to this on audiobook and totally enjoyed it. It was a great book. I highly recommend it. And then being able to, you know, talk to Rachel Lynn Solomon and hear her answer questions about the way that she writes and her thought process and whatever was so cool. And so I had a blast doing this, and I definitely will still be participating. So this was a photo of the Zoom call. We all held up our books, and Rachel's right there. The photos are small, but anyway, she lives in Amsterdam now, and so it was, you know, neat to hear that perspective too. And so this is a group of people that I'm actually now in a chat with and, you know, talk to a little bit more often. Still getting to know them, but it was a great way to make a new connection, truly. It brought me a little bit closer with M, who is the one who has the book club. And yeah, I've had a great time with it. They also have just great book recommendations, mostly romance, but a lot of fun. And then I had so many fun stickers to use here. It was a great time. Okay, and the last prompt that is part of the challenge is yes to reconnection. So the thought process behind this one was, you know, like a friend who you lost contact with, or, you know, something like that. I decided to take it in my own way, and I knew that, well, to explain it all, and I've talked about this in other videos, but my grandma passed this year in March, and she and I were extraordinarily close. So there were a few like lingering things that I had that I needed to wrap up. Kind of like almost just like administrative, you could say. So my grandma and I talked on the phone all the time. So I had voicemails in my like voicemail folder on my iPhone from 2018 on from my grandma. And I wanted to make sure that I had them saved someplace that I couldn't lose them. And same thing with some other videos and photos and things. And so basically took time to, I double saved them. I have them in Google Drive and my iCloud. But I wanted to do that. It made me feel like kind of at peace. I didn't listen to all of them as I went. I didn't want it to turn into like a overly emotional thing. I just wanted to get them moved so that when I wanted to access them, I could. So that was the main like thing that I did. But in doing this on this paper made me reflect even more and reconnect with my grandma. So I included some photos of us throughout the years. And then I picked all these kind of like, women-centric quotes and things that I had stickers from. My grandma was, like a fierce feminist and just amazing human being. This is a screenshot of a video of like our last hug together, and she's smiling really big. And then she is, I grew up in Kansas. She was from Kansas. So the sunflowers, that's where that comes in. And then daisies were her favorite flower. So I included daisies in here throughout. And then I had some Wizard of Oz stuff as well. So being able to pull that Kansas theme in as well was really cool. And then, so I printed out her obituary here. I had to go down to like size 9 font to get it to fit, but this is another really special thing. She and I wrote her obituary together over the course of like 10 plus years. I forget what it was. It was like 13 years or something that we would, you know, work on it and then set it aside for a couple years. And then it'd be like, let's pick this back up. And, oh, I think we should add this or that or the other. So this was something that we did together, you know, for over a decade. And I had made some final tweaks to it and then put it out for the world to read. And it was a really special project for me. She, obituaries, she was a big genealogist. And so obituaries were really important to her from the like record keeping aspect of things. And so being able to help her write, you know, the final words about her was really special to me. So I have some more Wizard of Oz, some more daisies, more Wizard of Oz and sunflowers, another women's rights thing. So, and then the Wizard of Oz quote here just like made it so nice. You've always had the power, my dear. You just had to learn it for yourself. So probably the biggest role model of my life, my grandma. And I miss her dearly, but she was 94 years old. She lived such a long, happy, fulfilling life that while I, you know, desperately wish that I could call her, I can't complain about the amount of time that we had together because it was phenomenal. And then this is the kind of like bonus prompt. So it was basically just yes to whatever you want. And so I did a couple things. What I said yes to basically was what you're looking at right now, documenting and sharing my season of yes. So doing the scrapbooking, I have this was a reel that I made about transforming my bathroom. This is a picture of me and Carrie, who's my like MakseLife accountability partner and also a very good friend. So I just wanted to kind of remember that, you know, like I mentioned earlier, I collected small memories to include in the book, using my sticker stash to make this beautiful. This was probably the most decorative stickering I've done outside of like actual planner spreads ever, and I loved it. So this design, anyone who's familiar with the MakseLife launch is going to recognize from the washi. This is the packaging. This was so cool. It came, it looks like a gift the way that you open it, and I couldn't like get rid of this. Now I think I can because I did this and it was cool. It was like almost used it like a stencil, but this is the washi that came out with the ring included, and it was all, you know, spread throughout here like this, and just such beautiful packaging. So kind of a little nod to that. And then over here I did a a sticker dump, one could say, of all of the MakseLife stickers that have ever been released. I'm pretty sure. I think I got them all on here, and I'm fairly confident that I had all of them. So these are all nice quality vinyl stickers like you could put on water bottles. And I was obviously in my MakseLife feelings going through this whole season of Yes, and so I thought this was a great way to just recognize the company that made it possible. And then going back to Carrie being my accountability partner, her birthday was this summer. She sent me a thank you card. Look at her beautiful handwriting. For a birthday gift that I sent her, and then she also sent me some saltwater taffy from a place that I used to visit when I would go to Maryland with a friend. So that was a special like surprise I wasn't expecting, and I've enjoyed eating some of that. So this is the wrapper from one of them. Her handwriting, like, it's like goals for me. And that is everything. This back page is the one like thing that I want to do something with. I didn't get it laminated like the front for some reason, and so it's pretty like flimsy. And what I think I want to do is cover it in washi and then maybe put like packing tape on top of it just to make it more durable. But at some point I was like, I have to film this video. Like, I kept adding more and more and more to the scrapbooking aspect, and so I had to cut the line at some point. So I'll probably post a photo on social media someplace if I do that. But I can't say enough about how this changed my mindset. Going into it, I was kind of like, okay, yeah, we'll say yes to these things. And I was a little bit skeptical. I was like, I mean, all these things sound good, but like, do I really want to journal about all of them? And like, you know, do I really want to go in nature? But like, stretching my brain to be creative about this and embrace what became the season of Yes was one of the most, well, it is the most impactful thing that has come out of ClubMakse for me. And I really hope to do something like this again, even if it's just on my own, coming up with prompts or reusing these same ones and just doing it again at a different time. Absolutely worth it. It has changed my mindset about so many things, like thinking about the Yes to change with the bathroom redo, declutter. I did that this weekend in my office. I'm using air quotes here, which is actually my dining room. So when the pandemic started, I started working from home, and I started using our dining room as a place to do that. And with all of my planner supplies and everything in here, it had gotten just like embarrassingly cluttered and just out of control. And I was still trying to like maintain its use as a dining room, even though there's no chance anyone could eat at the table because it's covered in computers and, you know, planner stuff and all this stuff. And so finally I was like, no, this is my room. Like, let's make it what it is. This is an office at this point. And so I installed some new shelving and stuff to help put things away and, you know, make it functional as an office. And I kind of put that back to this change prompt. So yeah, I loved this. I loved sharing this with you all. And if you ever need a testimonial for joining ClubMakse, this is it, because such a good time. Okay, so I mentioned I would share the sticker shops with you that I used. So I know like these are Caitlin Plans. The florals, I can't remember. I know Caitlin Plans has florals, Planet Darby has florals. I know I have Planet Darby stickers in here. JoJo's Pretty Paper Shop also has florals that are definitely in here. Those are the three primary shops that I think most of these stickers came from. I will link all of them below, and they are all women that I've met in person and at Go Wild and had a great time, you know, spending time with, and they all hand draw their stickers. You know, it's not like clip art that's taken. So it's really cool to see their process of creating stickers and running their own small businesses. Great people and great stickers as well. So that's it. That's my season of Yes. I have no idea if I'll ever have something like this to share again, but I hope that I do, because it was a great experience, and I need to go finish out my Tumblr, and I'm sure I'll post some photos on Instagram of me going through this. I have a couple of reels up of me like blinging it that's sped up super far, so you can check that out if you want. And otherwise, I appreciate you being here and celebrating my season of Yes with me, and hope to see you in the next one. Please give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this, and subscribe if you'd like to see more. Bye.